Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and an even better new year, and I hope this new year is filled with a lot of success, wealth and health for everybody. For this week's video, I thought we'd start it off with a reading vlog because we've been doing a lot of sit down videos and I thought this might be a fun idea just to get ahead of the curve. In this video, we will be finishing books that we failed to finish in 2026, in the sense that I started them and didn't finish them. A lot of them are on my Kindle, but I do have some physical books. I have Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I was reading this in a 24-hour readathon for Vlogmas, or Bookmas shall I say. I got to page 105, so this is definitely one I want to finish, and one of my subscribers did recommend this book for me, so I would love to give her my final thoughts, but I took a break from reading for a bit, so I didn't get to it. Next physical book we have is The Mime Order. This one, I can't remember what video I read this in, but I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I got to page 182 and we're on part 2. So I read a big chunk of this, but I really wasn't in the fantasy mood, and I had fantasy fatigue because I just read 2 fantasies before this, so hopefully this time we can get through it, because I did love The Bone Season and unfortunately this one I just couldn't get into, so hopefully this time around we can finish that. Then we have some options. The first option is A Traitor Sister, I'll pop a picture up, by Daily Hato. This is the sequel to A Cursed Son. I am 14% through that one. Then the next one we have is Twilight of Embers, which is by Tessa Hale, and I got this recommendation from Angie. She's a makeup, Angelica Nyquist. She's actually a makeup person who I used to watch, and then she started doing book content, and I kind of liked the idea of having like some fantasy books but having them under like 300 pages, so I thought I'd try that out, and that one I'm only 5% into. So those are all the books. That's 4. Don't know if we will get to all of them, but I might just pick. I think I might start with a Kindle book. I think it might be perfect to, especially around this time of the year where everything's just winding down. So I think I might do Twilight of Embers, because I really want to know what happens. Apparently it's got like shapeshifters in it. Although I'm only 5%, I just know our main female character is on her way to college, but something really traumatic happened to her. Someone broke into her house, killed her parents while she was still in it, but her parents hid her away, so she's kind of just brought herself up and now she's going to college. So that's as far as I've gotten, and I've gone into it blind, so I think we might start off with that one just so that I can lie in bed and read. Yeah, those are all the books we're gonna get to in this video. Hopefully we're successful, because I'm hoping to start this year off with a bang. I know it's not the best idea to continue books, especially since I put them down and didn't have an inkling to pick them up, but we'll see. Hello everybody, sorry about the lighting firstly, and secondly I am so sick. I haven't even put on any clothes. I'm busy editing, but I thought I'd do a quick check-in. So I've made it to 30% of, I can't even remember what it is called now, I didn't bring it with me, a Twilight of Ember or Ember of Twilight, something like that. I'm really liking it. I'm having a good time. I really like our main female character, although she's described as a typical fun romantasy female character who's so tiny and everything, but I think it's reverse harem, because there is like a den of brothers who kind of all are fated mates with her, which is really weird. But she's just got to this university, she's met the first guy whose name is Knox, and he has 4 other brothers, and now he's introduced them to the rest of their brothers, and they all kind of had this mated bond with her, which is really weird. But that's kind of how far I got. I haven't got much further than that. They all just have this really protective thing against her, as it always is. I'm not sure if they are werewolves or they are dragons. I just said it was dragons because I've heard so from other creators who have recommended this book, but there's another series as well which is kind of similar, so I'm not sure which one is which, but they haven't shifted and nothing has happened yet where that is concerned. She's just kind of met all 5 brothers now, and yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go. There is one other female character who's super jealous of her because of the attention that she's getting. She's really poor. She grew up in foster care and parents were murdered, which is like the telltale story. I think The Cruel Prince starts off like that. What else? What's it called? Zodiac Academy as well. So yeah, I'm having a fun time. I'll probably get to about 70% before I check in again, so yeah, read another 40%, then I'll let you know what I think. It is only a short, it's like 250 pages, but yeah, having a good time so far. The writing is very easy to follow. It is kind of cringe, kind of similar to, my nose is running, kind of similar to Zodiac Academy, but yeah, I'll let you know when I have more to say. Hopefully feeling a bit better. Hello everybody. So it is the next day. I'm still really ill. Like I feel like ass. I really do. I hope it's going to disappear soon. I finally took a shower. I didn't shower yesterday and I was just like sweaty in bed all day and yeah, not feeling great. I also can't take much medication because of my diabetes, so I'm just taking paracetamol and riding this out. I have an update. I finally got to 70%. This book is actually much easier to read now that I'm actually focusing on it, and I think I possibly could finish it tonight. I made some notes about my thoughts because I'm really scattered because of this flu/sickness I have. I also just washed my hair because it was filthy because of all the sweating and just lying in bed, but I do not feel like drying it or straightening it, which I know is bad, but anyway, I'm just putting it in 2 little braids. So I made a little bit of notes just to like keep myself on track because I know I can go off on a tangent or I just say things that don't actually make sense in context to the book. But I wrote that it can be a bit cheesy. I think that I think the book is really cheesy, especially the dialogue from our main female character. She put on a t-shirt. This is quite early on in the book. It was like probably just after I checked in with you guys, and her t-shirt said, "Think like a proton, stay positive." And I was like, that is so lame. That's trying to be like Big Bang Theory but failing miserably because it just doesn't suit her character in my opinion and everything that's built around her. I know she's a nerd, but like that section about her just being at school is probably the only part that makes you think that she's nerdy, but otherwise she doesn't come across as a nerd at all in my opinion. And then I know it's a short book, but everything is just happening so quickly. Like it's just boom boom boom. Like at 30% she already like was kind of introduced to all the guys and then all of them like her, and like now I'm at like 55%, no 70%, sorry, she's had a sexual encounter with 2 of the guys. So like it's really weird, and it is 5 guys. I think it's 5 guys. It's 5 guys. What are their names? Kyle, Maddox, Easton, Knox and Killian. Yeah, so there's 5 guys. She also calls one of the guys Easton. She calls him Mr. Grumpy Cat. So fucking lame. Like come on, like what are we, 12? Like she's 19 years old. Mr. Grumpy Cat? Like Mr. Grumpy Gills would make sense because that's like does Dory say that? Dory in Finding Nemo? So like that would make sense, but Mr. Grumpy Cat, he's a dragon. Like what does cat have to do with anything? So that didn't make much sense to me and I found it really lame. Then I wrote down all the guys' names as well. Kyle is like a Viking type dude. Maddox is the professor at her school. He actually teaches her psychology, but he's one of the brothers that she's like mated to. Then we have Easton and Knox who are twins. Knox is like the main guy. I would say Knox and Kyle, and then we have Killian, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, put it up here, Cillian, Killian, and he is like the alpha, which I don't understand. I didn't know that dragons had alphas, but yeah, he's the alpha of the horde, which is weird. We haven't seen any of them shift, but we've heard them talk about shifting, which is weird as well, because I thought since everything is moving so fast, why is that not moving fast enough? Also, it feels like a little bit of entrapment because now they've kind of hooked up with her, or 2 of the guys have hooked up with her. They've now sealed this mating bond and she hasn't even agreed to it, and she doesn't know that she is in this situationship with them either. They're just kind of like, I wouldn't say trapped her in it because I feel like they didn't mean for it to happen, but now she's like kind of, she gets ill every time she's too far away from them, and like there's all these things that happen now because they hooked up and they should have warned her before. She doesn't know anything really. She thinks that they're like a drug cartel or part of a drug family or a cult or something. So a lot of it is just like, it doesn't seem very well planned out, the book. It's a fun goofy time, it really is, but nothing like serious, nothing. I don't even know if I'll continue the series, put it that way. Also the whole protectiveness, which is, I like it in some context, but like the whole, oh, you belong to us and protective, and no, she belongs to her fucking self. She doesn't belong to anyone and she can make the choice. So I don't like that possessiveness, like, oh, you know, you do what I say, like that type of possessiveness. Like especially just like in an everyday setting. I guess in a bedroom setting it's different, but I don't like that overprotectiveness where they tell her what to do and now they're wanting her to move in with them because they've now put her in danger, and like it just seems a little bit messy. So I don't know if I will read the second book. I plan to finish this tonight because I don't have much longer. I've been sick for like 3 days, so I've been reading this for 3 days, but before that I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood to read. So this video is supposed to come out on the 3rd of January and it is now the 28th of December. I think it's the 28th today. I don't have much longer to read. So I think I might change my mind about which books we're reading as well. I definitely want to finish Near the Bone. I really want to finish this one, but I don't think it's the right decision to read the Mime Order. I feel like the book is too dense and it needs too much attention, so I think we might pick another book, maybe another Kindle. everybody, sorry for the way I look again. I am still really sick. I'm trying to recover from this and it's just not working. Nothing seems to be working and I just feel horrible. But I do have some good news. I finished Twilight of Embers by Tessa Hale. I settled on a 3.25 star for this. I did like the ending. I somehow started to care about the characters and I really want to know what happens next. So I've already downloaded the next book. So it was a fun, silly, goofy time. Had a fun time doing it, and obviously I've been sick, so it's been a good time. It's been a good time. That's about all I could say. So yeah, happy with that. Then I have started in on, I don't know if this is upside down, no it's not, on Near the Bone by Christina Henry, and I've read about, started on 105 and I'm on 188. So how much does that make it? I've read like 85 pages today. That's not bad. It's not a good book. Well, I'm not having a good time. I find like the writing is very I don't know how to explain it. It's just very, she explains too much. It's like she's mansplaining everything to us and nothing has been shown to us. Like we know that all these things are going on and there's a monster in this cave, and Mattie, who is the female character, she's most likely being kidnapped, and there's this like monster, and like everything is just being delivered to us. Like there's no like real investigation or coming to your own conclusions or anything. It's all just like splayed out and it feels kind of like we're dumb, like we as the reader are dumb. And I know that like Mattie, the female character, we're getting it from her point of view and she hasn't had an education. She was, I'm assumed, taken from when she was like 8, but her memories are shoddy because her husband William is really abusive, both verbally and physically abusive with her. So it's very, how's the word, I don't know how to explain myself. I'm blaming my sickness, but yeah, I just find like it's very like to the point of and matter of fact. Like instead of you like having all these emotions and feelings about what's happening around this whole thing, it's kind of like you just going along with it and taking in the information rather than building rapport with the characters and stuff, if that makes sense. So I just feel like the writing is not very good, or maybe just not to my taste. It's, yeah, I don't know. And this monster is like this elusive thing. We don't know if it's Sasquatch or what it is, if it's a cryptic type of thing. Like we just don't know anything about it just yet, and it's moving so slowly. I'm on page 188 and we're only now kind of coming to the conclusion about what's happened to Mattie and her flashbacks and her memories that she's always been told are fake memories, and fake stuff is not real. Hello everybody, so another day and finished this book. So I did check in with you guys yesterday and I think I'm at page 188. I don't even know if I got any other b-roll, but I did finish it. I'm gonna settle on a 2.5 for this. I still agree with everything I said before. The story moved so slowly. It could have been so good. That's such a good concept with, like, you know, everybody one by one they're getting picked off. There's a monster, she's a kidnapped victim. Like there was so much potential, but it was just so slow, painstakingly slow. I just wanted it to end. So 2.5, it was very meh in my opinion. Not the worst book I ever read. I still got through it without having to skim too much, but ultimately I personally wouldn't recommend it. It's not high stakes enough for my liking. So really happy with that. As I said, I don't think we'll read The Mime Order. I just feel like the book is too dense and I can't give it all my attention right now. First of all, I am sick. Second of all, tomorrow night is New Year's Eve, so I only have a couple of days left to do this. So I think we're going to continue reading a book on my Kindle, and I think we're going to do, my Kindle's just literally doing its own thing. Let me take this off. Yeah, no, don't know why it's opened that. Come on, don't have all day. There we go. I think I'm, what was that? I think I'm gonna read A Traitor Sister because I am 14% through this. The chapters are so long. Look at the bottom over there. I don't know if you'll be able to see. 35 minutes per chapter. So I'm hoping, because we have 3 days left to finish this, that we can get it done tonight as well. The first day I'm feeling better, so we haven't seen a lot of family and stuff since Christmas. Going to do some more gift exchanges and stuff, so hopefully I still have time to read this evening. But for now, I'm hoping we can finish this, and this is the next book we're going to read. This is pretty easy to read as well. It's not as dense as The Mime Order. I don't have to focus too much, so I think this is the next book we will complete. And then hopefully, if you guys like this video, please do comment below. We can add another one of them because I do have a couple more books that I need to finish. But with that being that's it. I am going to go off, hopefully do all these things, and then I can get back and start reading. As you can see, I still am not doing too well, but I'm doing better than I was the last few days. So this cold is just eating me alive. I look exhausted and I look so washed out, but I also haven't seen the sun in a few months, so I'm rambling. Let me go off and read, and I will check in with you guys maybe when I get to around 50%, 14% now. Yeah, let's check in at 50%. Hi guys, I'm so sorry I'm in the same position again. It's just easier to film from here at the moment, so I really hope you guys don't mind. I also haven't turned on my backlights, but I have where's my book? Small update. I've now reached 44%. I think it's 44, I just locked it, but 44% in A Traitor's Sister by Deliato. I am currently on page 272 out of 584. I'm so bored. I'm actually so bored, but I just wanted to kind of read you the synopsis of the first book because I feel like it will make more sense than my explanation. I think even when I read the book, I really didn't do a good job at explaining it because it is confusing and it is slightly chaotic. So it is: romantic and sexy dreams link a false princess to a dangerous, disgraced fae prince in this fun, steamy, enemies to lovers romance. In her dreams, he envelops her in love. In real life, he imprisons her in ice. Assassin, liar, impersonator, dreamer. As a decoy princess trained to replace her highness, even in a political marriage, Astra's life is not her own. With a duty like that, how can she dream about love? And yet she knows she has a kindred soul. She can feel his presence every night, holding her in his arms, surrounding her with his warmth. But ice-cold reality crashes in when Astra's carriage is attacked by the Crystal Court's disgraced prince. Exiled for horrific crimes, not only is a wielder of powerful magic, that's not good English, not only is he a wielder of powerful magic, he can also penetrate minds. It turns out that he is the man in her dreams, and this is about to get very, very awkward. Okur-san is a sexy, fun, enemies to lover fantasy romance for fans of fae, elemental magic, force proximity, dream connection, and snarky banter. So that was book one. So book one obviously ended on a cliffhanger, and I picked up book two immediately, started reading it, and then I just fell off. I just got bored, and I'm still kind of bored, I'm not gonna lie. In this book we have multiple point of views, and it is some characters we met in the first book, but in the first book we had 2 points of views and we'd go back and forth every few chapters, but now we have multiple. So one chapter will contain multiple, sometimes up to 4 different points of views. It's chaotic. I feel like the sentence structure and paragraph structure is really off, and like she'll change. I don't remember where I was, but I was saying something about there being multiple point of views, and yeah, so it is in one chapter there's like 4 or 5 points of views, and it just chops and changes, and it's very confusing, and from one paragraph to another things can change drastically, so it's very, very confusing, and it's losing me completely. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I also don't understand the motivation between this villain that we have, who is like Astra's old master, who he raised her and made her what she is today, but I don't understand his motivations. He's supposed to be this villainous person, but like I don't understand. His name's Octavio or something like that. I don't understand. He's like double-crossed everybody along the way now, and like Astra, I really don't understand, but he's almost like a pimp to them, was in charge of them being alternate princesses and whatever, so now she's been married off to this guy and he's still like trying to make the moves, and it's really, really weird. I don't get it. There's also some point of views that I actually just don't care about. I feel like those characters are not that important to the overall story in my opinion, so I'm just like I'm trying not to skim, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm close to DNFing. I think that's all the notes that I made, but I'm so close to DNFing. I'm only at 44% and I'm already over it because it's just so painfully slow and it's not actually going anywhere. Like there's things happening, but we're following so many people that we're not actually getting the core bits of what we're supposed to. So I'm going to give it a few more chapters and maybe try to get to 50% and then see how we feel, because I mean 270 pages is not a little, it's a lot, and it's getting very boring. First book I saw had 3.99 stars, which is actually a lot for all the bad things I've heard about this book, but I'm going to give it a chance until 50%. But this video needs to go up tomorrow and I'm just not enjoying it. It feels like I've just been reading it forever. I've read for like maybe 6 hours today and it feels like I'm getting absolutely nowhere. So yeah, that's the update for now. Check in with you guys tomorrow to see whether I DNF'd it or finished it, but for now That's all I could say. I'm not having a good time. I probably shouldn't have picked this book. I would have probably finished the Mime Order before this, but such is life. So I have some unfortunate news. Unfortunately, I am going to be DNFing A Traitor Sister. It was just too boring. It was dragging out. And because there were so many points of views, it's like the main plot point was lost because we needed to know what was going on with every single character and kind of missing the point of the whole plot. No, I really didn't enjoy it myself. And because I read over 200 pages, I think I read 280. Let me just double check. 293, I'm sorry, 293 pages. I got to 50%. I'm going to count it as a book read this year because 293 pages, that could be a whole nother book. Like a thriller book at least is that long. And it says that I still have, don't know if you'll be able to see that, but 9 hours and 20 minutes left of the book. Are you joking? Are you joking? It's so unnecessary and it just felt like it was going on forever. With seeing it as like a complete book, I'm going to give it a 1 star because I really didn't enjoy it and I couldn't complete it. So 1 star. This video has not been great. I think everything we read is very mediocre. So not the best video to start the year off with, but hopefully we can only go up from here. Just to recap, we read Twilight of Ember and I gave this a 3.25, and then we read Near the Bone by Christina Henry and I gave this a 2.5. So not great, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.